We will find out. It's either going to be Dave Winchester or the local ripper, Yoan Florentin.
Oh, I'm really excited about this heat, man. He's so excited. I'm actually going to leave the commentary booth and leave you with some guy, Mike, I think his name is. You can have a chat to him. But Dave Winchester, the Australian, versus the local Yoan Florentin. Before I leave the booth, Yoan Florentin's my tip to take out this event. So let's see if I come back in 30 minutes.
All right. I won't tell any of your Australian friends that you're going against the Aussie. Dave Winchester in the red jersey, Yoan Florentin in the yellow jersey. So making the switch right now into the commentators area, the legend himself from Hawaii, Mike Stewart. So Mike Stewart's going to get situated here as live action. Dave Winchester, big backflip on that inside section and making it look easy, textbook maneuver on the inside section. Great wave to start off his campaign here in quarterfinal number 4. Dave Winchester drawing first blood. All right, Mike Stewart, welcome. Put on your can, is what the production guys like to call it. Take another look at Dave Winchester's wave as he sets up full speed trim line, avoiding that section dropping in, and then goes for the lip maneuver right there. Inverted backflip right there, covering some serious distance. Mike Stewart.
Manny.
Bonjour.
Yeah, no, he got a lot of projection off of that. That was impressive.
All right, this is the local guy, Yoan Florentin, drawing wave exchange right there. He's not done yet. Going for a second maneuver and a perfect cylindrical roll right there. Now, Yoan Florentin is on the scorecards. Woo!
Yeah, this guy's got a ton of local support. He's a humble guy, and he's just just watching it surfing here. That was a great little combo.
So Yoan Florentin in the yellow jersey drawing, putting down his cards for this challenge right here against Dave Winchester. Dave Winchester's wave came in at a 6.75. Yoan Florentin's wave in an 8.5, so taking the lead right off the bat, Yoan Florentin.
Yeah, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Dave. When you get a competitor posting an 8, anything over 8, it's like, okay.
You're going uphill now.
You got to really step up your game.
Wow. So, okay, Mike, give us the inside scoop. You've been here before. Tell us the reason why everybody should put Reunion Island on their to-do list.
Well, it's a beautiful place. A lot of people talk about Hawaii as being a really unique kind of majestic beauty. That you have something real similar here, but it's like the Indian Ocean version. So it's it's just a real beautiful place. Yeah. And the waves are fun, and it's a great place.
Well, what is the one thing that draws you to? We've been talking about the hospitality, the beauty around here, the waves. A combination of all of that is extraordinary. What is the one thing that you love, if you can point it out?
Probably the diversity. You get, like, we went to a waterfall the other day. We hiked up to it, and it was just amazing. I mean, there's just, it looks like something you see out of the movies, how much water was coming in and just the clarity of the water. And, man, the water was, that's the spot. And, it's an amazing, amazing zone. And it's actually, looks like it's kind of small, but that's huge. That's a massive, huge cathedral in there. And that water is so clear, and you can just, you taste it, you're swimming and just, man, it's just all pure. It's coming straight out of the mountain. It doesn't come down, it comes out of the mountain. So that's all pure water.
All right, little clapping and cheering out on the water's edge, and I believe it is one of the riders probably exiting the water from the last heat, so we will come to Shag as soon as we get that going. So during that clip, we had a rider up and riding. That was Dave Winchester pulling into that barrel, comes out onto the open face, and you can see him setting up, looking for another maneuver, but he's stalling on the foam ball. Mike Stewart.
Yeah, I think he's just waiting for that lip to show up, and here it is. So that was beautiful roll right under the hood there. And it looks like that wave's still going, so it looks like he's going to get another bowl, another section. Yeah, the waves have really cleaned up. Nice flip to end up his ride there. That's going to be a pretty high-scoring wave.
Yep, the score came in at a 7.9 on Dave Winchester's second wave. So Dave Winchester's two top-scoring waves, his two only waves, is 6.75 and a 7.9. Pretty commanding lead right now against Yoan Florentin, but Yoan only chasing a 6.15 to take that first place spot away from Dave Winchester. So Mike, conditions today compared to the last few days of the event?
Well, you got clean, semi-offshore conditions today versus, kind of howling winds from the side in the previous heats. So open faces, you can read the waves a lot better. You can read them coming in a lot better. And, you can set things up a lot more efficiently than you can when it's all windy and blown out. So
the riders are stoked.
Yeah, I think these are optimal, conditions for this place.
It was weird because maybe about an hour or two ago, the wind came in for about 20, 15 minutes. It just came in howling onshore. And now it's switched off. It's glassy, perfect. I'm sweating. No breeze or anything coming through the cabin. So I'm a little steamy right now.
I'll keep my distance from you, Manny.
No worries. I got my Old Spice all ready to go, and we're all good to go. So, all right, Stuart, Mike, your run in the contest.
I kind of was able to build a little bit of momentum, third, and then I kind of blew the first heat, and then second heat I kind of was close but no cigar, and then the third heat I kind of just got it all together. But then, the next heat against Jake, it started off okay, but to me it just really came down to getting that winning wave, and I just couldn't find it. And Jake did, and I was able to convert it,
You didn't go down in vain. He's still in the competition. He's in semifinal number 1 against PLC. That's going to be a very interesting heat. 2 young guns wanting it as much as the other guys, so that's going to be a solid heat.
That's going to be an awesome heat, actually.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice in this event, I learned is that, man, you can't really take a conservative strategy. You got to just be all out, all in, completely committed to everything, and just totally charge. Like if you're one little missed opportunity means the difference between advancing or not, basically, in these heats these days.
Well, because you got the guys, the young guns, who don't know any better. They're brought up as going 110%, so when they get in this 25, 30-minute heats, they're going to give it 110%. They're going to do everything that they would do free surfing anyways, and that's the scary part, is when they start meshing the free surfing and the contest riding, and it's come to that point.
Yeah, I mean, I would even say they push it further. I mean, you look at guys like even Jeff and Alex. I mean, their scars on their face prove it that they're pushing it. They push it past the point of comfort, and I think that's where you need to be in your head with any sort of strategy out here. You got to really be pushing it.
Well, Alex Aronga making it past that quarterfinal, heat number 3, and definitely one to keep note on. I mean, his performance in this event has been stellar, even with an injured body.
Yeah, he's riding on willpower. That guy, he's super amped. I saw him after I think he might have gotten second or third in maybe one of the earlier round of 24 heats, and he just looked at me. He's all, I gotta get over that. I gotta figure that out. And,
check this out, live action, dropping in on this one, taking a look. Dave Winchester in the red jersey, talking through.
You can kind of see the beginning of that wave. He just kind of waited and just kind of stalled up, knowing that thing was coming, and flips the first section, and then whatever you could find on the second section, little roll. Not an epic wave today, but I mean, it's definitely gonna solidify. I don't know if it's going to be better his lower score, but we'll see. I mean, I think at this level, at this stage, you got to be looking for those winning waves, and there's 2 or 3 of them that come in a heat, and really got to be on those waves, if you want to advance.
All right, check this out, Mike. We do have the winner of the last heat, Alex Uranga with Shaggy in the interview booth. Shaggy, where you at, brother?
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with Alex Uranga, winner of the second or third quarterfinal. He just beat Michael Novi. Alex, congratulations, man. You just can't stop winning.
Thank you very much. I'm really good, and I feel having the water is that you want to feel to be more better, When you feel good and not nervous, you can make better. Yeah.
And how's all your injuries feeling?
It's more or less the same, no? When we stop the contest, I need this a little bit relaxed, but my injury is more not hot, When I stop, it's more bad. But good. I think that Yoan get it. Yeah.
Someone's done something big. So now, when the crowd gets a little quieter, tell us about your opening wave, your first one with the roller.
Yeah. This is one of the biggest set of the of the heat, and I drop little bit slow, and when I go to the top, I made with the lip, you know, like Mike Stewart, sometimes slowly, and I get it 5 points, I think. But the best wave is the barrel is really long. I'm so inside, and a full, you know. Yeah, I got one, and I get it to outside, and with a one roll, I finish the wave and 9 points too.
Okay, well, congratulations, Alex, and see you in the semifinals. Back to you, Manny.
All right, another solid interview right there from Shaggy and Alex Uranga. But look at this guy right here in the yellow jersey passing by Seamus Makeham in the water. And you saw and heard the crowd just erupt during the interview. Let's take another look.
You're about ready to see a textbook reverse air. His timing on this is perfect. Everything was really good, tight, landed. That was a textbook reverse air.
Wow, so the crowd went absolutely berserko on that replay right there. Yoan Florentin, another solid ride, an 8.15 combined with his 8.5. He's ahead right now. Dave Winchester, these guys are going, you know, head to head, wave for wave, and Winchester right now needing an 8.75 on that on his next wave to even come close to Yoan Florentin.
So, you know, Yoan is you know, a lot more experience than people might guess. I mean, you haven't heard of his name too much on the international scene, but he's really, you know, he's really a pretty experienced competitor.
All right.
Here's a great comeback from Winnie. He got a 9-point ride here.
Look how deep he is.
Deep
There's no
barrel.
way he's going to come out of that. Or is he? I think he did, because the crowd went absolutely berserko as he came flying out of that wave. And even the cameraman didn't think he was going to make it out, but look at that. Dave Winchester coming out of a deep, deep barrel on the 17th minute or 18th minute of this heat. He needed an 8-point-something to go into first place, and look at that.
Wow. Intense heat, intense heat.
9.0 given to Dave Winchester on that deep barrel ride. Dave Winchester in red, very happy. Look at him paddling back past Seamus Makeham. And look at the background, too.
Yeah, you see the town of St. Pierre in the background. Dave's pretty stoked on that one.
Yes, he is. He's
So,
happy.
Let's see, what does Yoan need now to catch? He needs an 8.41. Okay, so far Yoan, he's gotten 2 waves and both of them are 8s. So this guy's capable of that. There's no question. Like I was saying before, I mean, he is a pretty experienced competitor. He's actually competed at the St. Pierre event, whatever it was, 15 years ago that we had it. And he studies. He's been studying surf school in France recently. So he's just coming off of that, and so his mindset is he's in the right frame of mind for sure. And he's got local momentum. It's a tough heat. But, Dave, he's not considered the best guy for no reason. I mean, he always seems to rise to the occasion, and this is no different. I mean, he's just posted a 9.
That's, you're right. Dave Winchester is one of the most solid competitors on the entire tour, and a lot of people, including myself, didn't think that 8-point ride was going to come through for him, but boom, a 9-point barrel ride, a solid barrel ride, the best, probably one of the best barrel rides we've seen on this entire event. So Dave Winchester, he's ready to rock and roll against Yoan Florentin, the local favorite. Now, Yoan looking for an 8.41. Are you preparing for Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico.
Coming up next after this event. I know I'm jumping the gun. We still have the semifinals and final to go, but I'm excited on Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that we'll have some good surf there and everyone can do their thing.
All right, Mike. So I know I was on like a double back-to-back 10-hour flight to get here. How long did it take you to get here from Hawaii?
It was a mission. I went Honolulu to LAX, that was 5 hours, and then LAX to Paris, that's 11, and then another back-to-back, 11 hours. So it was, 27, 26 hours. It was just crazy. With layovers and stuff, it was like 2 days of just constant on-the-go airport mania.
Yeah,
Pretty nutty.
Well, you look fresh. You look really ready for that flight back home. But there's the two guys on the outside, and we do have a replay of Dave Winchester's wave. So let's take another look. Walk us through it.
Yeah, so, once in a while the waves will line up on this inside, and this is one of those waves, So he picked this wave just perfectly. And it just hit that inside section and just really barreled. I mean, these are the waves that we hope to get. These are waves you hope to get in a heat. And yeah, that one just did its thing, you know, perfect, all the way to the inside. So that's one of the better waves I've seen at this spot. And I guess when it's really on, that's what it does more consistently. So good job for Winnie, you know, ferreting out that wave and rode that perfectly.
A 9.0 wave for Dave Winchester on that deep barrel ride. And again, the big moves that the judges are looking for, if the wave is delivering the opportunities for these big moves, give us a lowdown. What are the judges looking for?
Well, I'd say, you know, anything that's done with some power with the wave, with the lip, high air, technically precise, you know, big reverse airs done correctly, big flips done correctly, big airs done correctly, and then, you know, in those cases, probably the more air, the better, and the better the landing, you know, the higher the score is going to be as well. So that's kind of, that little triad of elements is what really kind of, you know, the judge, you know, really kind of sets the stage for what the judges are looking for.
So there you have it, the inside scoop from Mike Stewart, and you can take that, pretty much that criteria to any event.
Just about, yeah. I mean, there's going to be certain venues that are better for barrel riding. Certain venues are better for airs. Certain, you know, maybe for combinations or turns, and so you just got to really tune into the conditions and really apply what you know to what the conditions offer. And a wave like this, it's, you know, you've pretty much seen it. You know, guys finding the good sections and busting big. That's where the big scores are. So it's a matter of ferreting out those really good sections, and, you know, really having enough speed and control when you get there that you take advantage of it.
How dangerous is it when we get to a location and you have these veterans, the Dave Winchester, yourself, and Jeff Hubbard, and then you show up to a location like this where you have to deal with competitors like Yoan Florentin, the guy in yellow out there. He is, as you mentioned, he's not well known on the world scale, but here in Reunion Island and in Europe, I believe, Yoan Florentin, definitely a name to be reckoned with because of his high performance riding. Now, how does Dave Winchester and the like prepare for these guys who are, you know, just killing it?
Yeah, I'd say mainly just, you know, sticking to your game plan. It's always tough to beat local riders in their home breaks, and, you know, it's not easy. You know, these guys know the wave inside and out, and know where the sections are going to pop up. You know, they've surfed it a million times more than most of the top guys, and so it's really tough to beat them. But if you just stick to your game plan and really just concentrate on what you need to do, you know, that's your best shot at it.
All right, here we go. Out in the water, live action. It is Yoan Florentin sneaking under the lip right there. Nice barrel ride. Looking for that inside section. Not much there for him to do, so he just turns, cuts out of there. Dave Winchester firing back.
Dave Winchester up. Oh, quick flip under the hook there, and was smart. Pulled out real quick to try to get back to that peak faster than Yoan, so he could try to get priority, I'm assuming. Those weren't great waves, but you know, I don't think I think in Yoan's case, I mean, he needs to better an 8, and so I think at this point he better be waiting for that 8-point ride to come in rather than trying to extract one from one of these smaller waves, which is going to be a much harder task. And same with Dave. I mean, I think that was almost like a little nervous action of Dave. I mean, he saw Yoan take off. He's like, okay, I better, you know, better at 7.9. And I'm not sure if he actually thought he could. I mean, well, he probably did think he could better that. And I guess sometimes you got to go for it. But I mean, at this state, I'd be the guy that would be waiting a little bit longer for the better wave.
Well, if there's any way we can send Yoan a radio transmission and let him know, because he's fighting an uphill battle right now. Dave Winchester leading the charge. Yoan looking for an 8.41. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuning in, you are, look at this inside. Hold on, you are watching. My! Big maneuver
by Yoan off the end section.
And that we've seen that throughout the event. There are actually two sections. The takeoff section where riders can pull into a barrel, maybe get one move out the back, and then there's that inside section if the wave connects, another nice clean section for another big lip maneuver. And you saw Yoan dropping in. Let's take another look.
Yeah, perfect example of local knowledge. Riding that second peak, a lot of speed, good height, and he just free fell all the way down on that wave. So that was a pretty darn good wave for Yoan, and we'll see what the judges think about it.
Well, he is chasing an 8.41. I'm not sure if he's going to get it. It was just a one maneuver wave. It was a nice size wave, but that one maneuver on that wave maybe not enough. And there it is. The scores dropped at a 7.5 wave for Yoan Florentin.
Yeah, that's a critical score there for Yoan. So, Yoan is like a local hero. His he kind of aspires to ride more like you see Omri, I think, is one of his best or biggest influences. Omri Laverne, they ride together frequently, and if you watch his bottom turn and his turns and just how his approaches, it's real similar to Omri's. Real precise and just kind of an economy of movement, which is really nice. It's nice to watch. So real precise, real technical, and radical too. I mean, these guys bust.
Wow, look at Yoan Florentin. Look at it. I'm looking at him and the backdrop. The backdrop really reminds me of some of the beauty that Hawaii has to offer. But here, Reunion Island, it's just different. You're in the Indian Ocean, just east of Madagascar, east of South Africa, and it feels different. It's got its own just vibe.
Yeah, it is really different here. And it's nice. It's nice. In the backdrop, you see that big volcano that's in the center of the island.
Oh, look at this live action right now. Beautiful, clean water. Looks like Dave Winchester dropping in on this one. Look at that inside section.
Inside section's lining up. Winding up. Big flip.
Oh,
nice.
Textbook right there.
That was nice. And
wow, I thought Dave Winchester was done after Yoan Florentin's first two starting waves of over 8 points each. But Dave Winchester charging back. He had a perfect solid wave earlier with a 9 point, and so here he is on this one.
Him waiting at the top, then winding up and just drawing his line and just projecting off of this lip here. Great projection. And that was more like a backflip than an arse, because his board kind of went more over. That's the thing about these. A lot of them are variations, backflips, arses. It's just consider them flips.
You're covering your bases.
The second move, not quite as radical as we've seen in some of the other sections, but that was still good to kind of add up, and that definitely solidifies Dave's lead. He's at 8.45.
Wow. All right, we're
deserving. One big flip and another roll, and then a couple spins to add to it. I think I think that's well scored. I think the judging has been pretty spot on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here live at the IBA Nissan Reunion Bodyboard Pro, brought to you by Continental. My name is Manny Vargas. In the hot seat with me is Mike Stewart. Mike Stewart giving us the inside scoops on what the competitors themselves are thinking out in the water. We have 6 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here at the beautiful Les Arches spot here on Reunion Island, the south side of Reunion Island, and this island has waves all over the entire island. But here we are on the south side.
Yep. There's a lot of waves all over the place. There's also a lot of fish. And
yes.
So, that's we got Ryder up. Waiting.
All right.
Looks like he's going to wind up and maybe do something off the top there, but just cut off the back. Yoan's in a pretty difficult situation now. He needs an 8.96, which is close to a perfect score. And he's going to really need to come up with something big here if he wants to remain in this event.
Well, 8.96, definitely doable. We saw Dave Winchester's 9.0 come in, but he just needs the wave. Mother Nature, if she delivers, Yoan can totally deliver as well.
For sure. I mean, he can definitely convert, as we've seen him do in the first two waves. He just needs a little something from Mother Nature, and he will unleash his fury.
And Dave Winchester, nice, cool, calm, relaxed, making his way back out to the lineup, but it is yellow. Yoan Florentin, who has priority right now. We've talked to Mark McCarthy about the whole priority system. What's your take?
Yeah, you mean as far as man-on-man or four-man?
As far as man-on-man, right now in the water, quarterfinals.
Well, I mean, it's definitely the way to go. I mean, you can surf the way you want to surf, and you don't have to compromise your positioning to position for the other guy. So, yeah, it's great. Priority system is the way to go. And I think that it really allows us wave rider get in the best possible position and just surf. rather than hassle with another competitor.
McCarthy gave us the insight on how to obtain it, how do you get it, and how do you use it.
Yeah, well, once you paddle for a wave, that pretty much, if you paddle for a wave or make momentum towards a wave to catch a wave, you lose your priority. So you got to be careful about, paddling for the waves that you're going to catch if you have priority. If you don't have priority, you can paddle for anything you want, and, it doesn't really matter because you're in second priority anyway. So, if you have priority, you kind of want to be careful what you move towards. So that's, that's one thing to consider. The other thing to consider is, if you have priority, you can lose it too by trying to hold off guys. And there's some other small little nuances, I guess, to the rule that really can affect the outcome, based on how the guys apply themselves to it.
There you have it, priority system lowdown from Mike Stewart. Here we are, quarterfinal, the last quarterfinal in today's competition. Dave Winchester leading the charge right now at a 17.45. That's his combined two top wave scores. And Yoan Florentin chasing an 8.96. That's what he needs to get on his next wave to take that first place spot away from Dave Winchester. The winner of the heat will advance on to the semifinal, who they will face off with the Basque Country extraordinaire, Alex Uranga. So Dave Winchester looking like he could be that person to face off with Alex. 3 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in quarterfinal number 4. Standing by, waiting for those waves to come in. Dave Winchester in red, Yoan Florentin in yellow. And looking at the priority flags, it is Yoan Florentin with priority in the water. So we've been talking about the safety protocol, the procedures that we have in place right now for this contest to run smoothly, and that is by way of 4 key factors. There will always be 2 jet skis in the water, lifeguard with a paddleboard ready to go, and there is a boat on the outside with Navy divers just keeping an eye out what's going on underwater, and there are shark shields in place as well. So the bases are being covered out in the water, and in the water we just got to make sure we have security to make sure none of our riders get pounded by the support and the cheers of the Groms.
Classic. This is going to be an interesting time for Winnie. I think, some of these guys haven't really had a shot at being a title contender, and I think this could open the door for Dave. So I think you see guys like Dave and PLC really looking, okay, this is my chance to get ahead. I think Omri is in the same boat, and Omri was pretty devastated he didn't make it through, because he would have moved right up in there and been right in contention for another title. So this is going to be, and I think the guys that really have a shot at it are really going to be hungry in this. I think Dave's one of those guys, and so is PLC. So, it adds an interesting dynamic to the tour, at this stage of the tour.
Well, the reason for that is the top 4 guys in the rankings right now are out of the event. So that's where a lot of these guys are going to be able to make up a lot of ground, including PLC and Dave Winchester. So the door is open. Who wants to come in?
Who wants to come in? Don't have to ask that for too long. There's a bunch of guys that want to jump in there.
But sitting pretty right now is PLC. He's making a full charge. He's in semifinal heat number 1. Going up against Jake Stone, which will be coming up next. Don't go anywhere. We got live action here at the IBA Nissan Reunion Bodyboard Pro, brought to you by Continental. Manny V in the hot seat. With me is Mike Stewart. So, Mike, we've been very fortunate throughout the entire 2011 IBA World Tour, and this is we're getting the goods delivered here in Reunion Island as well.
No, it's cool. We've had some good luck with surf this year, and Reunion Islands is no different. We've been getting some fun surf here.
A lot of people want to know why this break. Why is this break chosen to,
you know
what, go to live action.
Oh, let's see how this section is. Okay, nice flip. That was super clean, nice projection. Let's see if he can get something else in here. There's a chance. It's kind of slowing down a little bit on that end section. Nice reverse.
Yoan Florentin showing his rail-to-rail skills right there, just very clean and smooth on every single one of his maneuvers. But is that wave, do you think, an 8.96?
I don't think so. But, we'll let the judges determine that. But I think he needs Yeah, that he needed something special. And I tell you what, when there's 3 minutes left like that, that goes by so fast. And that's it.
Wow,
Waiting
that
on
was
the
it.
next
That's
round.
the end of the heat. We're going to take another look as the horn sounds to end that heat. Yoan Florentin on the inside. Nice backflip right there. Actually, that's the thing with these big, innovative maneuvers. You're combining multiple maneuvers into one. It could have been a backflip, ARS. He had the whole, everything covered there, but he is flipping. He is doing everything possible to get every single point on his scorecard. That last wave that you just saw from Yoan coming in at a 6.65, that is not enough for him to advance on. But advancing on is Australian Dave Winchester.
Yeah, and I have to say, Dave, coming back after your opponent gets 2 8s in a row, that's a pretty great feat. So, Dave had a 6, and then he got close to an 8, 7, 9, and then another 6. It's like, man, he was behind the ball, and then he needed a really big score, and he got it. So, awesome job by Dave Winchester. I got rich.